Intentional peer support is an opportunity to have a conversation.
The IPS program is an intentional peer support system. It is designed to be able to help individuals by helping them find the means to help themselves.
The IPS program is based on hope.
IPS is building mutual responsible relationships where we both learn and grow together.
The IPS program is a program that has a lot of people who are supporting each other and building relationships among each other.
I have a story, and I believe everyone has a story. So when we're allowed to share our stories, especially with peers, we get the opportunity to, I believe, to heal.
I think for me, the one thing I'd like to accomplish most with IPS is just to let people know, especially guys in here who have a number, that they're more than that number, that they have value, that they're a person, and that they all have individual characteristics and strengths that need to be drawn out, and just give them value again.
Well, for me, I didn't start off my number doing so great, so I had a IPS guy in my life who was pretty much consistent with me when I was going through, you know, dealing with a lot of my transgressions. And just the concern that he had for me, the care he had for me, the consistency that he had for me, just showing up every day and just being there, hey man, let's sign up for some classes, let's do this, let's do that. You know, it's one of them things to where, you know, I told myself that I could do the same thing. You know, oftentimes, you know, coming from where we come from, we don't have that great representation. And it's unfortunate for a lot of people. You don't see that until you come to prison. You know, and for me, that was just a part of my life to where, you know, growing up, I didn't have many positive influences. You know, but when I got to prison, I got to see some guys who changed their ways, and it just kind of inspired me to want to do more in the prison community.
Throughout my incarceration, I've made some decisions, maybe not the best. What I do with the result of those decisions may be what's my role here. I will tell guys about some of the worster times of my incarcerations, some of the hopes and dreams that no longer exist, some of the goals that now come to fruition, being around somebody to maybe make the impact. There's these stigmas in corrections where you're taught to keep small circles, and having someone even ask you how your day is could be a faux pas. In corrections, IPS is something that is, I believe, is totally different.
At first, it's kind of it's hard in a way, because I don't know, it's part of the worldview, culture, whatever, however you want to define it. I'm tend to give advice all the time, and to stay on that lane. That, hey, not advice. To leave that lane. I mean, to stay out of that lane, the advice lane, and focus myself on what he has to say. And then I think that's the hardest part, you know, to get to that connection.
I look at it like it's another tool, you know. I mean, I've learned another different way of being able to communicate with others, and I feel like it's been very effective. I mean, I use it, IPS, even with my own children, you know. I use it with my brother and my sisters, and I've seen a great benefit come from that.
What better way to be able to help these guys that maybe were in my shoes, and to be able to help them so that they fix some of the mistakes that they made and to not become me.
I have a couple things that I call milestones for me that would measure success in here. When we first got here, maybe we were the ones approaching them all the time at first, and then all of a sudden, one of the first milestones I noticed was that all of a sudden they'd start approaching you, those kind of things. And just recently here in school, I was sitting, and one young man, just out of the blue, he's not even somebody I really visit with a lot one-on-one, but also he goes, hey, he says, how do you stay committed? So I could tell at that time that I'd built trust with him enough where he could ask me that kind of question.
Life is built on relationships, so whenever you can continue to meet people, and if you can help someone by your experiences or whatever, or being able to share with someone, then that's what it's all about to me. You know, them relationships.
You know, how we build these relationships is important because at the end of the day, me, for example, and several other guys, we got life sentences. So some of these relationships we build essentially could last a lifetime. You know, we can get some of these guys that, you know, maybe one day go out in the streets and change their life and really become something, you know, and speak about the greatness that we're doing inside these prison communities.
Why not take a shot, you know? Why not kind of open up a little bit? Because I'm not here to, you know, go back to being an old me. I want to change, you know, perspective in life. I do got a future, and I like to see it, you know, and if somebody can help me with that, I would definitely appreciate it.
You know, it's okay to change, you know, in order to become the man that you want to be, you know, because a lot of guys, we do have family that we got to go home to. A lot of guys do have goals of, you know, going back to the community, being a respectable citizen, being somebody's neighbor. And so for a lot of time, it's just representing that change that so many people want.